Just copy paste from Google. Okay. Yeah, fast.
Okay. So the first question is here. Who is responsible for minimizing the opportunity to misappropriate assets in an organization? Misappropriate is nothing but someone which is not, suppose this someone which is not yours. If you say it is yours, then it is called misappropriation of asset. Okay. So according to you, who should see that? Who is responsible for minimizing the opportunity to misappropriate assets in organization? I think management is the one which has to ensure or create such an environment that such kind of opportunities should not be there for people. Correct?
Right.
So management is expected to create systems and procedures to mitigate exposure to fraud and cope with it effectively when discovered. So I'll write on the points. Management is expected to create systems and procedures to mitigate or minimize exposure to fraud and cope. So they have to reduce this particular exposure of fraud, any kind of fraud which may happen, to cope with it effectively when discovered. Okay, so they have to ensure that the fraud should not happen. They should minimize that risk, and if it happens, then they should see how to cope with that effectively when discovered. Okay, next one, Pramod has to answer this.
The most likely reason for management to overstate expenses.
Very simple question. Why you overstate your expenses? Because you have some motive.
AI
Sorry.
to maximize cash on hand?
How if you
No,
increase your
no,
expenses
no,
to
sir. It's
minimize tax liability, na?
most likely reason. Oh yes, to
Ah,
me.
see, if you overstate your expenses, that means you're understating your income. That is reducing your tax liability, correct?
Yeah,
Overstatement of expenses cannot maximize your net income. Bonus even, it has nothing to do. This has nothing to do. Only tax liability. If you show higher expenses, that is going to reduce your net income and you're going to pay less taxes.
yeah.
Yes, next one, Suman.
ये अगर एग्जाम लंबा में भी लिखने के लिए आप
Just a second, just a second.
नंबर नहीं है मेरे पास ना
Yes, yes, Suman, please go ahead.
Siddham Sen.
How can a management accountant use fraud triangle to identify and manage the risk of fraud?
Then
So, how can a management accountant use the fraud triangle to identify and manage the risk of fraud? See, fraud triangle has three things which are essential to say that it's a fraud triangle. Okay, if someone has done a fraud, three things are essential to say why he has done fraud, what has made or compelled him to do that fraud, correct? So to
Yeah.
detect the risk of fraud, you should see three things in that. What are they? Pressures, rationalization, opportunity, correct?
Okay. It can't be
Is it so?
motive means
Sorry,
motive.
which one?
Motive.
No, 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 not motive. A person has some pressure, he is a common man, and he has got that opportunity. So you, for that reason, you have to read that fraud triangle topic. That fraud triangle has only these three things. That's the reason why I say you should, before start doing these questions, we should once refer.
just
Correct?
ask him once, we'll make it.
So the first option is the
You
one.
will say
Fine.
Okay.
Next one, Pramod.
Most employee fraud cases involve statement. See, sir, his statement of an.
No, see,
Huh?
to some, if something, if some fraud is happening, it is because of some pressure, na? Financial pressure. See, they are asking most employee fraud cases involve. This happened because of what?
Okay,
This
most
is
employee.
related to fraudulent financial reporting,
Precious.
not employee fraud, correct?
But why do employee do a fraud, sir? I'm just asking a normal question. Why
An
do employee
employee
do
does a
a
fraud because
fraud?
he may
Because
have some pressure, he may have got some
do you
opportunity,
do you
or
say that it's an workload pressure or what kind of pressure?
which one?
If a employee is doing a fraud, so it says that it's because of the pressure. Is that the
Yeah,
because of
pressure,
his
financial
personal
pressure,
pressure or
financial pressure, financial
Finance.
pressure. He doesn't have that enough finances, na? He is not that rich, so that can be a reason for him doing a fraud, correct?
okay? So employee is working for an organization also.
Of
So
course,
it,
employees working for an organization will do fraud because of some pressure, the financial pressure, because of opportunity he is getting to do that, and because of one more thing we discussed now before, rationalization, because he is a common person, he is not some privileged person, correct?
mhm.
This, if overstatement of revenues, you see, it is a example of fraudulent financial report, not employee fraud. Okay, and the third one, misstatement of financial statements, is also fraudulent financial reporting, not employee fraud. Need for social acceptance, most employee fraud cases do not result from a need for social acceptance. So this is one of the, because when you see fraud triangle, you see only three things. One is pressure, one is rationalization, one is opportunity. Next one, Suman. Next one.
Yeah, I'm unable to speak.
Management is often able to rationalize the commission of fraud by, rationalize means making that a common thing.
Blaming.
Yeah, so management is able to rationalize, that means making it common, the commission of fraud by. So first of all, you should understand what is rationalization. So
Okay.
rationalization, it is a person's ability to justify actions as consistent with his or her personal code of ethics. That means what you feel is good. Understood? In actuality, it may not be good. In actual, see, this is what you are thinking, that it is good for me. I see. I will like, there are some people who do some kind of theft and they distribute that money amongst poor people. Do you think that is good? For some people, it's good according to someone, but is it ethical? No. Correct?
No.
Hello.
Yes, sir. No.
See, Satyam, what many people of the companies who do fraud, what they say, we did this because we thought that this may be good for the company. But see, Satyam, what Satyam did, Satyam, fraud was what? He took the money from shareholders for his software company. And what he did is, he wanted to buy so many assets in Hyderabad. For that reason, he was using the money taken from the shareholders for software, and he was diverting that for purchase of real estate. Okay, so people gave him money for software or real estate?
For software, no?
For software. People don't believe in Satyam company as a real estate company. They believe Satyam is a software company. It's a very big software company, and people thought that their money would, they may get good amount of returns from that company because that company is a software giant and they may earn good profits because of software. Correct?
Right.
And what they thought, what they justified is that they said that we thought that we will get good revenues, and whatever money we have taken out from for the, like, for sake of buying real estate property, we will again adjust that amount with the revenues what we will generate. Correct? But do you think all these are good practice? No. That is called rationalization. That means what you think is like you're doing good, but in actuality it is not good. Okay. So I'll give an example. It is a person's ability to justify actions as consistent with his or her personal code of ethics. Okay. So a person may rationalize a fraud by believing that the misdeed is to help company to prosper or survive. What Satyam said is, he said that he wanted to buy real estate properties, and then he wanted to give very good returns to the Satyam shareholders. But do you think that is something which shareholders wanted from him? No. Correct?
No.
Hello. People gave money to Satyam for what? 8988732. I'm asking a question. People gave money to Satyam for what reason? For software company, correct?
Software.
Yes.
But if Satyam justifies that he will use that money to buy some real
Yes.
estate properties, and the money will, that real estate property will increase the company's valuation, and that may benefit shareholders without even discussing or asking them, or have like discussing in the AGM. Do you think that is good? No. You think you are doing good things for your shareholders, but in actuality that is not right. Isn't it so?
Right. Correct.
Yeah, you
Yes.
may think, you may have a number of thoughts that you are doing good for like good for someone, but in general, whether it is good or it may not be good. Correct? It may not be ethical.
Correct.
Yeah. So thus a person may believe that the ends justify the means.
Okay.
Thus a person may believe that the ends justify the means. Okay. So he thinks that he is doing good for the company, but it may not be good. So management is often able to rationalize the commission of fraud by reasoning that it is in the best interest of the company. Correct? This is the answer. Now, just go for the next one, Pramod. Okay. So a manufacturing entity located in a sparsely populated region of a country has policy of leaving its raw material inventory warehouse doors open during the normal business hours to optimize workflow. Okay. So I think you are going to the question.
Yes.
Yeah. So the sparsely populated region means that there are very less number of people in that area. So they are not worried about opening the doors also. Okay. So the controller for the entity has just noticed that some raw metal inventory is missing. Unlike the fraud triangle model, the controller has determined that the entity's policy most likely increases the risk of fraud by what? Opportunity, correct?
Yeah.
They have given the opportunity na, by opening the doors, isn't it so?
Right.
That's one. Next question. Next question. Please.
Could you scroll down?
So see, a company has a strong internal control structure in its accounting department. It has a high degree of duty segregation. That means duties are divided. Regular reconciliation, strict reviews, and comprehensive internal audits. So everything is very good here. But a disgruntled fixed assets accountant has been contemplating the embezzlement of cash receipts. Okay. So what is the meaning of this? What's the meaning of this?
Cash receipts means she is
So,
giving a false.
like disgruntled means someone who is very angry kind of person. That means he's very annoyed, angry kind of. So, a disgruntled fixed assets accountant has been contemplating the embezzlement of cash assets processed by the accounts receivable department. Accountant plans to use these funds to sustain his gambling problem. So, can I say this is an example of
Right.
rationalization?
Yeah.
He thinks that opportunity as well. Correct?
Yes.
Let us see whether opportunity is there or not. Using the fraud triangle model, what is the best assessment of fraud risk for the company situation? So tell me the answer for this. See, let us go for the first one. Opportunity is not there. I understand. See, he is an accountant, correct?
Right.
And everything is happening in the company very properly. Internal control structure is very strong. An accountant does not have that authority to do, like he may not have that much of authority. He is just the one who has to just maintain the books of accounts, correct? Who has to prepare accounts. Am I right?
Right.
So opportunity is absent. Do you think rationalization is absent? No, rationalization is
Present.
present. Why? Because He's doing that embezzlement of cash for his gambling issues. What he thinks is once he get good, like when once he wins in that gambling, he can put that money back. Correct or wrong?
Right.
Yeah. So medium because no rationalization is present. High because pressure, opportunity, rationalization are all present. No, opportunity is actually absent. Opportunity is absent is the right answer. Okay.
Opportunities absent. Okay.
More.
Pressure.
Yeah. The rationalization of fraud by an employee may be in the form of all the following except feelings of being underpaid can make him to do frauds. Belief in being overworked. See, the question is except.
Okay.
So if you think the employee is underpaid, he may justify that he can steal from the company, correct?
Yes.
He can he can justify or rationalize stealing. Why he can rationalize stealing? Because when he thinks that his company is not doing justice to him, he can do that. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Second, belief in being overworked. So, being belief in being overworked may be used by an employee to justify or rationalize stealing. He is working but is not getting the proper like payments or something.
Hmm.
Pressure from one spouse. Pressure from one spouse is motive for a misappropriation of assets. It is a pressure, not rationalization. So, this is a pressure. Am I right? It's not rationalization. Correct?
Right.
Do you think it is rationalization? Wife is putting a pressure so you will steal? No. Correct? Wife is putting a pressure is pressure, not
Right.
rationalization. Correct or wrong?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Pressure from once.
Right.
Believe that rank has its privileges. So what is this?
Belief and the rank has.
It is also can go for rationalization. Okay? Because with that high ranks, he thinks that he can do things. Correct? He will get the opportunity also. Am I right?
Hmm. True.
Next. Next one.
Sir, what's the correct answer, sir? I didn't get it.
Accept the pressure from one spouse. That is pressure, not rationalization.
No, sir.
Pressure.
Is it the D is the correct, right? Believe that rank
C is the
C.
correct answer. They
Oh,
asked accept.
oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, got it.
Except this, other forms are rationalization only, na?
Yeah.
See, if he gets uh, like believe that rank has its privileges may be used by an employee to justify or rationalize stealing. Correct? Why?
Hmm.
Because he gets like good, like he has not got a good rank. If he would have got good rank or good promotion, then he would have not done that. He has not got that, then that can make him to do stealing or some kind of frauds. Correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Next.
Different financial good is most often committed by.
Just a second, I'm coming.
Fraudulent financial good is most often committed by creditor wealth.
And that is given by the ROC informs like informs CMC. Certificate shall be conclusive evidence as a part of chapter 6 and rules are content on that. So check persons till this point. So because सारे journals check करके आज digest करेंगे.
Okay, what's the answer for this? Fraudulent financial reporting. Tricky question. So fraudulent financial reporting is most often committed by whom? Do you think customers do that?
No.
Employee stealing assets? No.
No.
Auditor while performing audit? No. Management to deceive financial statement? Yes.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Next one, Pramod.
Inappropriate earnings management is typically considered one form.
Inappropriate earnings management is typically considered one form of what?
Theft of
Please do it very carefully. It's an important question.
Is fraudulent financial
Yes,
reporting.
yes, fraudulent financial reporting, because you are not writing appropriate earnings in the books. Embezzlement means misappropriation of assets. Misappropriation of assets is okay. We understand that it is nothing but it doesn't belong to you. You are taking away. Theft of assets, but it is about earnings. It's related to what? Reporting, correct?
right.
Yeah. Yes.
Next one, Suma. So what do you mean by ghosting employees? Some companies are very well known to show the names of employees who are not even working with them, who have left the organization already, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So they
Lots of
want to
companies.
show those names and they want to reduce the taxes
Yeah.
by showing more expenses. These kind of tactics the companies do.
True. Yes, sir. Yeah, they do it.
Yeah. So can I say this is the answer?
Yeah.
Yes. Next one. Suman.
Rationalizing relates to.
So rationalization very clearly means this. Now we already discussed a person's ability to
Yeah.
justify actions as consistent with his or her personal code of ethics. Next one, Pramod.
Public record searches may be effective in certain instances. Which of the following is a limitation of public? Information from
So public record searches
search
be
may be.
effective in certain instances. Which of the following is a limitation on public record searches? See, what happens is some things which has to be shown to public, many people will be searching that one, okay, and it is effective in certain cases. Which of the following is a limitation on public record searches? See, if something is limited, that may limit the searches also. Am I right? So availability of records may be limited. That can be a reason of limitation on public record searches. Correct or wrong?
Sir, can you come again, sir?
See, public record searches may be effective in certain cases. See, in certain cases, people want to know a lot of information. Am I right? If information is limited, then limitation is which of the following is a limitation on public record searches? Records are limited, so limited public searches. Am I right?
Okay. Very good.
See, if the information you want is like you want 15 types of information, it is important for you. But if I give only 5 types of information, then what?
Sir, can you please explain me with an example?
See, you understand, that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Public record searches may be effective in certain instances. Public record, that means there are some kind of information which is public information, okay,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
which public want to know, isn't it so?
Public information that public want to know.
So
In a Google,
some
you're
information public wants to know, and that is very effective for them, it seems. What can limit that public record searches or public information? If you have limited availability of that information, that can limit their search. Na, am I right or wrong?
even this very few type of information are available. Even
Yeah,
that
very
gets
few information is available. It will limit your search also. You may not get complete information what you want, isn't it so?
Oh, yes.
That's what. So public record. So see, public sources of information. You can say that public record means public sources of information. That means some data, sources of info. See, when you take a company, a public company cannot just give me a second. See, what is public sources of information which should be available to public, correct?
Yeah.
Easily available to public. If you want to know the income statement or balance sheet of Reliance company happens to be a public company. You can get from the website, na?
Oh, okay.
But what can limit that public record of searches? Limited information. Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Next one, Suman.
Following are red flags indicating misappropriate assets, expenditure variances, unexplained budget variances.
Shall I scroll down?
That would be unexplained budget variances.
Yeah, no. One more like option is there. You can see the options.
So what was the D? D option?
Option is option. Okay, D. Okay.
Okay,
Second.
1, 2, and 3. Can you show the question now?
Yeah.
Explain budget variances, over supervision, failure of
1,
certain
2.
one or two. First and second.
First and second. Okay. So first and second. So which of the following are red flags? What do you mean by red flags?
Danger.
Something which is indicating some problem, correct?
Yeah.
Red flag means what? When you see red flag, that means it's an indication that you have to stop or some problem, some issue is there, correct? So
Yes.
which of the following are red flags indicating misappropriation of assets? So unexplained budget variances, poor supervision, failure of certain employees to take vacations. They are asking you what can be. So first, unexplained budget variances. Unexplained budget variances, poor supervision to take vacations are red flags indicating misappropriation of assets. Red flags means what here? Some kind of issue, correct?
Yeah.
So this is not been, there is variance, but it is not been explained. Some
Right.
poor supervision can be a problem of misappropriation of asset, correct?
Yes.
This can be a problem to like magnify that. Unexplained budget variance can be a issue which indicates that misappropriation of asset has happened, correct? And certain employees, failure of certain employees to take vacation, they are not going to any vacation, any holiday, they are always in the company itself, giving more, they are spending more time in the company. Why? Because they are involved in some kind of misappropriation of assets, correct or wrong?
Right.
Correct. See, when employees have to leave the organization by some time, why they are in the company for more 2 or 3 hours extra time? Why they are there? Because they want to do like do some stealing. Correct or wrong?
Failure of
Why
certain
will someone
employees.
wait? They are involved in some suspicious activities, isn't it so? So can I say all this can be the answer?
Yeah.
Yes. More.
Which of the fraud risk factors related to employee fraud can be effectively controlled by the organization?
See, pressure, someone has pressure in his life, we can't do anything. Someone justifies what he is doing wrong as right, we can't do anything. His
Opportunity.
motives, yeah, opportunity we can stop. That's it. 15 questions. I want you to go through them once again
Just
and do some 15 questions from your own side. Will you do that?
yeah.
Not 15 even, just 10 questions. If you sit in some like time whereby you are free, you can just give a reading to the topic once again, go to this video and see the explanations of this, and again solve 10 questions and try to get right answers out of that. Okay. Okay.
All right.
So tomorrow we'll take one more class in ethics, like managing the risk of fraud. Some 10 questions we'll do, and 10 questions from the backside. The second topic that will wind up ethics. Then you have to do a thorough revision. After that, I'll try to conduct test for ethics to you, and we'll see how much you're scoring in that. Fine.
Yes.
Okay. Okay then. See you tomorrow in the at the same time 2 p.m. Thank you.
Bye, sir.
Yeah. Bye bye. Bye Pramod. Bye.